we have to make a lineup of uh,
of teams outside of top six that
the
have
top six. Our teams are its
that
top.
have
Okay, the
best.
best
Yeah,
11 from teams outside top six. So basically, no United, no Chelsea, Liverpool, Spurs also, City, and Arsenal. Right? So no the traditional big six. Iska
yeah.
outside, everyone is game. And we gave a very interesting lineups, right? I remember. I'm gonna discuss.
Formation though we've decided it's 4-3-3.
Yeah,
Three attackers, three midfielders, four defenders, and a goalkeeper. We can discuss that. I think let's just start with goalkeepers. Okay,
yeah.
so goalkeepers where what's your preference?
So for goalkeeper, I went up with Sells from Nottingham Forest because
Yeah, yeah,
I think they have he's been a very good keeper. I remember the Nottingham Forest Chelsea game. He was amazing, and he's generally I've seen him. He's been
yeah,
pretty like good in saving, and Nottingham defense in general has been pretty good, decent actually this season. To be fair to them,
yeah,
so
yeah.
credits to I think a lot of it goes to Sells. I think I'll go for outside top six में Sells को देना चाहता हूँ
Mm-hmm.
this thing. What would yours be?
So there is a case to be made for Jordan Pickford because he's been in crazy form this season. But I mean, he's not even a real human being, let alone a footballer. So we can all forget about Jordan Pickford.
Man, Jordan Pickford, yeah. I think if I'm correct, but I would love to see the stats because and I'll also show them up on screen in terms of the number of
Yeah,
clean.
so apparently he has the most clean sheets.
Jordan Pickford has the most clean sheets.
Yeah, apparently.
No way. What are you talking? My world is shattering. One minute. No, I have to check this. I have to. I cannot. I cannot. No, no. Sales does. Sales has eight. Pickford with seven.
Okay. So he's just one behind. Yeah.
Yeah, one by one. It's still very freaking impressive, man. Like, who? What the hell? Jordan Pickford? My goodness. Okay, fine. Fair enough. He's having decent. So would you pick Pickford in your 11?
I mean, I can't, in all honesty, pick Pickford over any goalkeeper.
Fine, let's go for it. Okay, so you got Pickford. I have Sells as
And
well.
says, I mean, he's 32 years old. He's made a comeback.
Yeah, true.
It's quite a story also.
No, actually, fair enough. Actually,
Sells good, yeah.
exactly. That's another story in itself. Cookie, you don't expect someone to be making like such late stage in their footballing career in a name in the Premier League,
Yeah,
especially one
yeah,
of the toughest leagues. So props to Sales, yeah, in that sense. So Sales for me. So Pickford for you.
yeah. Right back.
Right back. Okay, you go first with your right back. Who are you going for? Batao.
I'm going for Aina.
Same. I mean, I cannot argue anyone except Aina, to be very honest. I think it's very straightforward. Right? I think it's pretty clear. There is
I
a,
think there was another. This was it Ipswich right back or is he the left back?
I think it was, let me check. I think it was Ipswich or
My
right.
notebook.
तुआन जेबे तो नहीं है ना नहीं बेन जॉनसन नहीं बेन जॉनसन नहीं है
And I may be wrong, but
I think are you
there's
talking
one
about Fulham
who's the right back for Fulham.
Fulham का राइट बैक नहीं Fulham का लेफ्ट बैक रॉबिन्सन
Robinson. He's crazy, dude. I mean, he's like top of the assist charts. And
रॉबिन्सन
actually, I saw. I mean, he's not technically playing a fullback. He's playing a wing back.
technically in the system yes but he has to defend a lot also Robinson
Yeah.
I mean in all honesty
Lewis
Rob-
Hall is also
Lewis Hall is man ex Chelsea Academy.
but is he right back or left back?
He's left back. Lewis Hall is left back. I would
Also,
say
is also
overall, I would say Robinson because Robinson has been consistently starting from the season also.
yeah, yeah,
Lewis Hall, I think, was not initially starting. उसको थोड़ी देर
yeah,
बाद chance मिला है,
yeah.
and he's been pretty good, man. Actually, since he started, I'm very happy with
And
Lewis Hall, actually, to be very
Kerkesh. I think Kerkesh is a good shout as well.
shout out to Kelke Jadcho. Actually, that's also a decent shouting.
Kerkesh.
I think our right back is pretty much unanimous, right? It was Aina. So and your so who would you go with your left back with? Find your final choice for
राइट बैक में आप उसको भी डाल सकते हो यार, वो एरन वैन बिसाका को भी।
Van Bissaka's also a very good shout in actually. He's been actually pretty good for West Ham.
He's scored 2 goals, I think.
But the fact that they just been conceding way too many goals, I think doesn't leave a good defensive record. That's the only reason I would go for Aina over him. Like, because Aina actually, मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ Aina should be in the whole Premier League
Team of the season,
team
yeah.
of the season also. यार मैं तो बोलूँगा this is that good. So I think he has to be there मेरे हिसाब से तो.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. So left back, I'll also once again go with Robinson because I think Robinson definitely deserves a shout in, even for the whole,
Robinson
even for
deserves a shout, yeah, definitely.
overall
And
team of the season.
I think there are some great left backs in this lot to pick. Ait Nouri is also a good shout.
Nouri is a good shout. Yes, I Nouri is a
Bithal,
good shout actually.
there is Kerkesh.
Yes, yes. Even
Estoponian as well. I mean, he's also a pretty good.
Estopinian actually had a great last season. I think this season थोड़ा injury से he's been struck by.
I think, yeah, he's come back a little late, so he
Yeah,
hasn't had enough games, I think.
yeah, true. Who are your centre backs, brother? Who are you going for your centre backs?
I went for the Nottingham Forest centre back. Is it Milenkovic?
Milinkovic, yes.
I went for Milenkovic, and I had a choice between Zabar Neal and the 19-year-old guy,
Oh,
Hoyson.
Hoyson,
Hoyson,
the Bournemouth kid.
yeah, the Bournemouth kid. The both of these defenders are the Bournemouth defense. Um, so I am thinking I'll go with the 19-year-old kid because I mean, we have the stability of a Milenkovic, and I want to add some dynamism along with it. So like a Virgil van Dijk,
क्या बात है?
uh, Kwanzaa sort of a thing
Lots of
going on.
sort of scenes going on. I like it. I like it. I would. I think I had told you one. I think I wanted to one go with Fabian Schär. I think he's a pretty underrated player. I think for Schär. I think has a decent. He's having a decent season also.
Yeah.
With Newcastle, Newcastle defense is pretty decent also. It's and to partner him, I think. When I was thinking about centre backs or other thing, once again, मुझे लगा नॉटिंघम फॉरेस्ट के भी मैं जाऊं या I was confused between Nottingham Forest or should I go with as you suggested the Bournemouth young defender because he seemed quite promising for someone so young at that age. तो
Yeah.
एक तो गोल मारना और ऊपर से
Yeah.
गोल मार के the way he celebrated and what not, you know, the confidence and उसके बाद he followed it up with performances. Not like he just dropped मतलब बस वही हो गया और खत्म हो गया उसका सीन. He's still keeping it up. So that was very impressive to me. But I think
And
overall,
then, and I mean, it's very interesting that their regular defender, he had an injury, so he was coming in to replace him,
yeah.
and he's just like solidified his place there.
Can you imagine? I mean, this is how sometimes football really works, right? That's how it happens. And
Yeah, Trent came in for Nathaniel Klein.
exactly. And the rest
That's
is history. The rest is history. I think for me, centre back, also, I will probably agree with you and go with Milenkovic. I think he's also been a very good.
Yeah, so all of these people are on the right hand side. Milenkovic, Zabarnil, and Cher,
Yeah.
Fabian Cher. So we need to choose amongst those three for that right hand side defensive position. And for the left, I think Hoyson is my pick.
Hoyson is a good shot. Let's go with Hoyson. I think very bold choice, I should say,
Yeah.
if I may so permit. But let's go for him. Uh, so you would go with probably say a two centre backs of say Hoyson and say Milinkovic. I would probably be like Milinkovic and Share,
Yeah.
right? Okay,
Okay.
right. Okay. And what about your now the midfield? This is going to be interesting now. The midfield. Who are you going for? Who are your three?
So I've got three. I've got the Aston Villa kid, Morgan
Great choice.
Richards.
Great choice. I
On
would
the left,
definitely agree on Morgan. He's been good this
uh,
season also.
and the holding midfield role is Baliba, the Brighton guy.
Believers has been actually very good. Great shout in. Great shout.
Yeah.
Great shout.
And on the right would be Bruno Guimaraes.
Man.
the
Great.
magician, the enforcer,
The enforcer, Bruno G. The Bruno
Bruno
G. Bruno
G.
G.
Oh, G.
G. He is the G. He is the G, my man. I would also go and agree with that. I would definitely have Bruno G and Rogers. I'd agree with you. Uh,
There is a case to be made for Elliot,
Elliot.
the Nottingham Forest midfielder.
Oh, yeah, okay, fair enough. That's a decent shout in for Elliot. I think Elliot is a decent shout in. I think there is a one Elliot
There's
Anderson.
Damsgaard as well. Damsgaard is also having a
Ramsgard at Brentford has actually been pretty decent. Actually, yeah, he's actually have a good season. Good season. I would go for my holding midfielder as Bruno G. I would have
okay.
my Bruno G as my holding midfielder, and I would also and yes, Morgan Rogers is my also number eight. The last I'm confused about. I think I'm confused between either I go with Belieber or I wanted a more Bruno G as a single pivot and some another number eight.
Tielemans. Tielemans.
But Tielemans actually started the season well, dropped off pretty badly. Otherwise, Tielemans was having a pretty decent season. I would actually wouldn't mind. Okay, you could put Tielemans, maybe a double pivot of Tielemans and Bruno G, where the
You
Morgan.
know what? I mean, another midfielder who's having like a somewhat of a decent season, but his team is just playing really poorly. It's Fernandes from Southampton.
Fernandes from Southampton. Yeah, Bichare, I think what you see most, he's actually a decent player. You're right. I saw him play. His game was pretty good. Actually, he was actually, he looked good, but his team just
Yeah, I
not
mean,
there at the
two
level.
players stand out for me in Southampton. It's Dibbling and him.
ठीक है. And okay, so what do you go with? What's your final choice? Rogers, Bruno G, and Belieber,
And
right?
Rally
Okay, I think you know what? I'll go with Rogers, Bruno G, and Tielemans. Tielemans and
Dude,
Bruno.
Tonali is also a good shout.
Actually, Tonali also good. Tonali also good. I'm also trying to make it tricky, not choose too many Newcastle players. So that's why I'm gonna go with चलो Tielemans. इसमें Tielemans दे देते हैं, right? ठीक है. Your front three, brother. Front three क्या चुनोगे आप
Now,
बताओ.
front three is where it gets really, really, really tricky
Yeah.
because Jacob Murphy is having a very like he's not really making the headlines, but he's been pretty good. I mean, I think he's had 7 or 8 assists already,
Yeah. Yeah. He has.
and those like darting runs
Yeah.
from the right hand side when no one's sort of expecting. He's been pretty dangerous, yeah. So that him dribbling, I really like dribbling. I think he made life for Liverpool really, really
Yeah.
difficult.
True.
He's very like, like, very big calves, and he wears like those short, those, stockings and small, what do you call it? Shin guards.
In card. Oh man, that's the fashion these days. Yeah.
Reminds you of like a boyish Jack Grealish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like back when he was like, I don't know, like in his early 20s and stuff. But he's a very tenacious sort of a winger.
Yeah.
Uh, but I don't know if he's like really sort of operating in that role
No. No.
for Southampton.
Yeah. Yeah.
Harry Wilson. Harry Wilson is another good shout.
Matthias, which more? Cunha. Cunha is freaking brilliant.
Cunha I've got, but on the left.
Cunha is great. I would also go with Cunha. Cunha definitely has to be there for involvement. Mbeumo. I'm sort of
Mbuemo. So I ultimately like decided on Mbuemo,
yeah,
Mbuemo, whatever. I mean, whatever they call him. I went with him. Numbers are just off the chart.
the Mbeumo. Same for
Got like 11 or 12 goals this season. Yeah.
so Mbeumo on the right for me. On the left, I'll go with apna
I'm
uh,
so I just watched.
right wing. Right wing.
Yeah.
I think right wing between. I think there were some great shout-ins. Like you could have someone like Gordon, you could have someone like Mbeumo.
But Gordon plays on the left.
The Gordon Thorpe actually plays on the left, though. Yes, right. So the right winger is more like Mbeumo then, like right, but
So
more
I'll tell you, I mean, so there are a few names to consider. There's Kudus.
good shout-in. Yes,
Yeah, but I don't think he's had like great season number wise.
no, he's not.
He's been clearly very threatening. There's also Wilson.
Wilson has actually he's actually picked up form also lately a lot in the past
Yeah,
couple month
yeah.
or so. He's been scoring some good goals and crucial goals. Harry Wilson, very good. Yes. Uh, who else on the right flank?
Then then there is Mitoma, but Mitoma plays on the left for
Who
Brighton.
plays on the left. Yes, exactly. Uh,
Ruda, and I went with Embuemo.
Mbaba is my choice, man. The first thing amongst all these guys, because he's been so consistently good, man. He's
Yeah,
so
yeah. This season he's
consistent.
just like I don't know.
Like in games where
Uh,
even Brentford are not playing well, he's scoring. In the loss to Arsenal, in the loss to Chelsea, he was there. Like he was constant threat, and he scored in all the games because he was so good. I
Yeah.
think it's very
And
underrated.
him and Visa, they're like a lethal
Those
combination.
him and Visa are actually so good. I also rate
You know,
Visa a lot
they
on him.
remind me of like I mean, there was a time when Papis Cisse and Dembaba were playing in
Oh
Newcastle.
man, those because havoc, man. Those because
Yeah,
havoc was in attack. They have the same chemistry, both of them, Visa and Mbeumo. Like they have that same understanding with each other. I agree. I agree. So for me, definitely Mbeumo because he's having a better season than Visa, obviously.
yeah.
So I'll go with Mbeumo for at my right flank.
But Jacob Murphy is also another. Jacob Murphy and
Good
Kudus
shout
are like,
in for
yeah,
Jacob Murphy, I would believe. Although I feel he's a very hit and miss. Also, Jacob Murphy, right? He can have some very bad misses in one game and not
yeah.
score at all. Left flank. What have you gone with?
So left flank, there's Semenyo.
Nice one. Someone is a good shout in. Yes.
Semenyo. Then
Good.
there is Morgan Gibbs White.
Morgan
Although
gives
he's not
right, but he's
left, but he's more like
not
a 10.
exactly. Yeah, he's more like a 10 rather than a left. Gordon, obviously, as we are already mentioned.
There's Gordon. Obviously, there's Mitoma.
Toma. Callum Hudson-Odoi also, I guess. I mean, if you not really though, he's not been that great also.
Yeah, he's not been that great, but yeah.
Yeah,
There's Mavididi. Do you like fancy Mavididi?
Mane
Because lately,
actually is a good player, but he's not. I mean, he's not done much though this season. Actually, unfortunately,
yeah,
I expected him to actually light up
I
the
feel like he's the only bright spark in that whole
attack.
very drab Leicester team. Yeah,
Very, yeah, yeah. He goes. He actually brings spark to that team. Thoda bahut in their attack. Otherwise, Vardy is just past it and has lost his finishing abilities. And as for Maudidi, he tries, but he's not able
yeah.
to just consistently.
And there's of course. So my choice was Cunha.
Great choice, man. Cunha is like that shit Wolves side, which है जो हग रही है पूरी सीजन उसमें वो भाई पेलता है भाई वो अकेले ही certain games you can look at it when you आप खेलते
Yeah, yeah,
हो
yeah.
and your other but your team is shit and you're like "हाँ, बस गोल मार
He's
देना
he's a Red Bull product, and
really
yeah, class recruitment from Wolves. Let me
really
just verify that.
yo no way
A few moments later.
Yeah, RB Leipzig.
holy shit yes he is okay ये तो होता
And
बर्लिन
he was there in Atletico Madrid.
और
So
एटलेटिको मैड्रिड
another player like Jota to make that switch from Atletico Madrid to Wolves.
to Wolves. Whoa. I think he'll be
Yeah,
picking some big team next season.
yeah. Arsenal is lurking. I think Arsenal is closely monitoring Cunha.
No, he's a great player. Korea is a brilliant player. I think he's a brilliant player. He's a thorn in any team side which plays him. He's so annoying. He's like tester. He's always there, and he has these
Yeah.
crazy finishes always inside him. Like he can finish from anywhere. So either
He can
go,
dribble, and I mean that's the and he's strong, physically strong. So he like kind of like reminds me of Firmino
yeah.
in a way, but he's much more like I don't know, like much more of a
Mm,
central.
central
He
like
can
shoot
play
type.
midfield. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
midfield also.
But he's more wants to be in the box more than Firmino for sure.
Yeah,
Like
but he's more of a 10 than a striker.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Also, that's true. That's true. He's actually can play on the flank also. Sometimes he can make the central runs also. Sometimes he's a very mobile player, right? Like flexible player, like in terms of how he attacks. So I like that's why I like him. That's why I would.
yeah, yeah. He drops back a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
And
yeah, so left flank तो उनको हमने दे दिया है.
चलो दे दिया उनको पुणे को दे दिया. What about your striker? What about your striker? Who are you going with striker?
Strikers में भी काफी सारे like there have been like some crazy shouts. Let's start with like from the bottom teams. Delap.
Della, fair enough. I think, man, he gave Chelsea a torrid time. वो भाई अकेले बैठ के बॉल भगा रहा था. I think I was a
Yeah,
Delap actually a lot. Although he's
yeah,
not been able to do much overall this season, but he is a decent player. At least I can tell that from them.
absolutely. Then there is Mateta. Mateta is also quite good. He had a good last season,
He had a good
but
last season. He started the season well with Crystal Palace, but Crystal Palace have kind of are so patchy since like
yeah, yeah.
ever for the longest time, unfortunately.
There
And
is Jared Bowen, obviously.
oh yes, I mean, is he a striker? But more like a striker. Is he a striker?
Yeah,
Striker.
but he's been playing like a striker in this
That's
season.
true. That's true. That's also true. And he's been still
Although, I mean,
good.
with Kudus on the right wing, he's more like central now.
That's true, actually, and he's actually still doing well. Jared
Yeah,
Bowen.
he's
He's
doing
still
pretty well.
scoring goals. Actually, so actually good shotter. He's been actually he's very one of the few bright sparks of that.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, also another name we forgot on the left is Semenyo, who's been really, really good.
Semenyo. Was Semenyo on the right or left? खेलता है. Semenyo is on the
Left,
left.
left.
Semenyo is on the left. Yes, Semenyo is also a great shot in for left flank. Up top, obviously, and who else have
There
we?
is Duran, the great
Man,
off the
John
bench.
Duran, John Duran, even Watkins, man, John Duran,
Yeah.
Watkins, John Duran, man, what a freaking discovery!
But
What a
John Duran is having a great season.
amazing season, man. ये तो पहले तो off the bench heroics उसकी crazy, and
Yeah,
then when he started also he's doing well, but just go then his inexperience showed. He got a red card recently, बेचारा होता है
yeah,
चलो ठीक है happens, but he's been so good, यार. He's been amazing. Like
yeah,
he created that opportunity to start for himself. When Watkins got injured, he stepped up, bhai. He was like,
yeah.
"Oh." He's like, and he started
There
it.
is, there is of course, yeah. Along with him, there is Jimenez, who's also having a very understated season, but he's been very, very important for Fulham.
Raul Jimenez, man, I think is slowly getting back to his Bulls levels. Post
Yeah.
injury, he lost, bichara, that confidence. I
Yeah,
think.
I mean, if you look at the Fulham team, it's just reinvented old players. Harry Wilson, uh,
Iwobi,
what's that?
Iwobi,
Iwobi, then
Adama
Jimenez, and then
Traore, Raul Jimenez,
Adama Traore, then that, United Pereira.
Pereira. Oh my God, they're actually true. Willian. Uh, they have like a totally like, yeah, that's true. That's actually a very
I
smart
mean, you look at
Marco
PSG
Silva.
and then you feel like, man, I mean, they're so creative. All of these Bournemouths, Fulhams. क्या मतलब किस लेवल की मैनेजमेंट है मतलब अमेजिंग एंड देन यू लुक एट यूनाइटेड stay humble eh
Stay humble. Stay humble.
that's yeah
And we didn't
absolutely
mention the someone who will be there even in the Premier League top 11. You know who? One of our favorite
Chris
people.
Wood
No, Chris Wood. Okay,
he's back.
sorry. Before you get to
Chris
him,
Wood
Chris Wood,
out yeah
great shot, and man, again, great season, man. Chris Wood is having with Nottingham Forest, man, amazing. Like he is gone from strength to strength actually ever since he has left Newcastle, and props to him.
yeah
I think he's amazing, having great season. बहुत ही crucial goals at the crucial time. He's scoring different kind of goals, man. उस दिन मैंने chip मारते हुए देखा. मैंने बोला क्रिस वुड chips मार रहा है भाई अब like casually भाई over the keepers also.
Dude, that goal against Everton was so crazy where he creates this whole like one-on-one pass with the midfielder or was it I don't know
He
and
did.
then he lobs a
Oh,
goal.
that lob, that goal, that's the goal I'm talking about. I'm like, how did they? When did Chris Wood have this? Chris Wood has this finish also in his locker, man. I'm like,
Yeah, he
wow.
lobs a volley.
So man, so confidently. He was like so. I'm like, wow, good pop strip. So Chris Wood, I think, deservedly deserves a shout in. But
But
let's be all
we
honest.
have now
I think there's only one guy who will take this place. वो एक ही
the
बंदा है.
son of Abraham. Man, what a player, man. I haven't seen a player so threatening in a while. I think
Alec, Zender, Zach, man, you are
Alex
clearly
the
the
Isaac.
winner of that striker position. Oh my goodness, man. That player, yeah. He is something special, man. He is something special. He is, and you're right. He's like Cunha. He'll also, someone like Newcastle who'll seek a big move. I'm sure.
He is right now. He is, uh, you know, I think easily a Real Madrid level player.
Man, I hope he doesn't go to Real Madrid and spoil his career. I think maybe somewhere else. I think it'd be better for someone like Barcelona. Probably he'll be better there because he's like that kind of striker who loves moving between the lines, dropping deep, and creating. He loves creating.
And
He
he's so
doesn't love.
elusive. I mean, भाई उसने जो वैन डाइक की चड्डी उतार दी थी भाई इन दैट गेम भाई साहब मतलब हग रहा था वैन डाइक
Yeah, yeah.
मैंने आज तक कभी नहीं देखा वैन डाइक को कांपते हुए
Never, never. Even against the Messis of the world, he's never shaken that core because he knows what.
क्या
We've seen enough of Messi,
वैन
but
डाइक की फटी हुई थी इसाक को लेके भाई मतलब वैन डाइक वाज बैक टू हिज लाइक वो ठुमका मारने पे जो ठुमका मारने वाला डिफेंडिंग जो होता है ना कि वो अपनी गांड निकाल के ऐसे खड़ा हो जाता था बिकॉज that's when you know that Van Dijk can't really do anything. He's just come back to his like last resort, which is,
yeah, yeah, yeah. He was
active
good.
in the
That goal against Liverpool, I remember his overall seasonal display.
first goal against Liverpool, man.
And
It's just that guy is just brimming with confidence. I mean, I just want to. I don't know what he's having. It's just
it's
inject that into
just
into Nunes, man.
no,
Inject that into.
कुछ है मतलब वो ले आता है कुछ अंदर से आपके like the way he just drives with the ball, the way he's able to find a pass when he even have to find a pass, he makes the right runs all the time. His finishing is fucking impeccable, man. Like oh my goodness, he's does finishes which I don't expect like like his finishing is at par, I think, with Erling Haaland in my opinion. Like Erling Haaland
Absolutely.
whether today's is one of the
And
world's best
he's
finishers.
a
He's
much,
better.
much more complete striker than Haaland. He's the
Definitely.
closest got to Henry.
Actually, I agree. I agree. He's very, very much more complete striker. He can not only he can head, he can dribble, he has pace, he can play on the flanks also, man. He can play just like Henry, he loves playing on that left flank and coming inside and like shooting. Also, at times he does that also so well. He can do anything. He can drop into the
I
midfield.
just flash the cash and just get him, man.
And
Let
I would
Salah
love
go.
to. Actually, I would love for Chelsea. I think Chelsea was linked to Isaac apparently last year.
Who isn't linked to Isaac, man? But I don't think Newcastle is let him go
I don't
because
think so. मुझे नहीं लगता करेंगे. Not so easy.
like
I
Bruno
don't think they.
Guimaraes and Isaac, I think those two players and Anthony Gordon. I mean, ये तीन players जो है ना, they're next level.
There, I think Isaac को तो वो I don't think वो प्रीमियर लीग क्लब को बेचेंगे. And we don't need to sell किसी को यार. न्यूकासल के पैसा है उनके पास बहुत बड़ा हुआ. सॉवरेन स्टेट फंड है उनके पास. नहीं उनको जरूरत है अभी कुछ जरूरत है. वाह मैन. But this was a good series with this. So, brother, I hope to see you soon and take
All
care.
right, man.
Take care, brother.
You
Peace out.